Dallas has just been on a tear. I believe we can attribute that to Jason Robertson. Also, Jake Ottinger, who's really stepped in.
Yeah, so we can compare a rookie QB to a toddler. Hayward's absence for this game will be significant, and I wouldn't be surprised if this game turns into a blowout as of late.
The Golden Knights just can't pull it. I really think the Avalanche are determined this year.
They made so many moves and grabbed so many guys that they have to win a championship or at least make the finals. They were on our championship and bust.
The same self, the only year he won an MVP was the year he cheated, which really should put something against that MVP. But
yeah, and as a Cowboys fan, I have learned how dangerously good Aaron Rodgers has been with he can just thread a pass.
Hello, I am Ruby Ackerman, and you are listening to Outsider's Opinion with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome. It is finally here. This is the moment, and we are about to start with week 1. And it's about, we can see the light. Well, the light is here. So let's just get right into it. The man that will be watching his game Friday, Austin.
Yeah, I believe it's the first Friday NFL game that I know of.
Black Friday. The Dolphins and Jets.
That game was, that one was
with Mike White at quarterback and Zach Wilson, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I did not watch that game.
I didn't watch that game either. I don't like it on Black Friday.
Well, I mean, we can just start with that game, even though it's not the first game of the week. Is it something that you think is okay having a game on Friday, or is it still a little bit weird? Because I do think it's weird.
It's weird. High school football, Friday, yes. Pro football, like, I got plans Friday, or I like to have plans Friday, and I don't like the plans being football. It's like sitting and watching football, unless it's a high school game. So,
yeah, I get that. That'll be a big game, though. Packers versus Eagles. They're apparently playing in a stadium that they can't wear green. I don't really know what's going to happen, or if that's just the soccer team doesn't allow their soccer teams to wear green. I don't really know. It's in Brazil. It should be a fun game to watch. The first 2 games of the season, whether it's Ravens, Chiefs, or Packers, Eagles, those are both between playoff teams. So it should be, I think both of those games will be very good.
Yes, and I will sit down and watch this one. I don't have plans till later, so I'm like, I get to watch Packers, Eagles. We'll see what happens. I'm interested because you've mentioned the green in the stadium, and I'm wondering how the broadcast is going to address that. But yeah, Packers, Eagles, but last year, Thursday Night Football was awesome. It was Ravens, Chiefs, Lions, and that went down to the wire. And it seems to be taking out the step because the Ravens have that already built in credibility versus the Lions. Lions were a feel-good story last year. And this, of course, is an AFC Championship rematch. So I'm excited for this one. And then there are some really fun games on Sunday. But I would probably say Chiefs game over Packers, Eagles. But
would that mean that you think the Ravens, Chiefs is your game of the week?
Ooh. My game of the week. I actually might go. Nah, I think I'll go. It's my game of the week. Ravens, Chiefs.
Okay. I do not have that as my game of the week. My game of the week is Monday Night Football between the Jets and the 49ers. Because this will really show what the Jets will be this year. How healthy Rodgers is. This is a very, very good opponent for them. And this could be a shootout. I mean, the Jets, if Aaron Rodgers is 100%, I mean, this could be an amazing game. They still have great pieces: Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner. They have a great D lineman, Quentin Williams. I do think this game could be very, very close, very good. Obviously, the 49ers have struggled with 2 people who've sat out and requested either restructured contracts or new contracts entirely. So this is probably my game of the week, just because we also know, again, the Chiefs lost in game 1 last year, and well, this should be a great game. It's not indicative of what these 2 teams are, but I do think that could be the case with the Jets. It'll show how healthy Rodgers is. He's supposed to play week 1, and coming off an Achilles tear is not something that is always been fruitful for players. I mean, the only person I can think of, I guess there's 2, KD who's still amazing in the NBA, and then also Dominique Wilkins, which happened because he had his best scoring season the year after he tore his Achilles. So it's only happened a couple times where someone is coming back from Achilles tear and their career has been either the same or better. So we'll have to see how Rodgers. It's not on his throwing leg, or it's not on his back leg while throwing, so that he should be okay. But we'll see.
Yeah, I'm interested to see his health and thinking about. Yeah, I think it would just be entertaining. That's why it's my game of the week for the Chiefs Ravens. But thinking about a game where it could really show, to me, Texans Colts. You and I have different opinions on Texans and Colts and how they go. So to me, this Texans and Colts game could be a very important sign on what do we think of Anthony Richardson? Next, what do we think of CJ Stroud with Stephon Diggs in his second year as quarterback?
Mm-hmm.
So to me, that was another game where I'm like, ooh, I want to see that.
Yeah, it should
And
be
then-
a good one. I do also feel like this won't be truly indicative, though, of the Colts because AR will be starting in his 5th game ever, and it's really only started 3. Like, he's completed, 3 games. So, it is – I think it'll be indicative of how everyone else is playing, but if AR has a okay performance, maybe not the greatest, I'm not worried yet about my Colts prediction because he still is this is still like a rookie year. It's kind of like how the MLB – you can play a couple games and still be considered a rookie, right? That's kind of how I envision this.
Yeah, to me, I wouldn't take anything if he was bad. The only thing it would be if he's amazing. I'm like, oh, and the Colts win the game, and if CJ Stroud's bad or something like that, and the offense struggles with the Texans because they've done a lot for that offense. But there are a lot of good games. Another 12 o'clock game, which may be my personal interest. This could be really bad, but these are two teams I'm excited to watch, and that's the Titans Bears.
Yeah, that could go one of two ways. It either could be a good game or a bad one. I am excited to see how Caleb Williams and Will Levis that matchup. I think I would favor the Bears in that game, even though it is the first start for a rookie QB, and that can always be weird. It's going to be an interesting season because there's a lot of guys that either haven't started for that long or are rookies. This game is between two of them. Will Levis hasn't been a starter for that long, so we'll see how that ends up.
Yeah, and then you also have Steelers Falcons, which could be
It's Arthur Smith against his old team.
Yeah, and two quarterbacks that are facing questions. Kirk Cousins with the injury, and then Russell Wilson being named captain and the starter. So that will be something I'm interested to see. And then there are some games where I'm like, these probably aren't going to be good, and I'm thinking Panthers, Saints, Vikings, Giants. Just because those are two teams
Panthers Saints could be okay. It'll depend on how the Saints defense is. It's getting extremely old. So that's kind of why I'm down on them this year. Not only their offense, but also like I said, their defense is getting older. So it's going to depend on how their defense is playing.
So there are other games
I do think are much improved. What were you saying?
Yeah, there are other games where, for a fan, there could be some fun. The two, I would say, primetime games. I'm curious what the 12 o'clock primetime game would be. My guess would be Texans Colts. I don't know if that's on CBS. Can't let me know. But I know 325 is Fox, and that is that of course is Tom Brady's debut as well with Fox. Cowboys versus Browns.
Is he actually doing it?
I thought he was announced as the analyst.
Yeah, maybe he has. I've heard a lot of stuff around it that I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming, yeah.
Yeah, it is his debut. The only thing is, will he be allowed in production meetings if he buys part of the Raiders?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll definitely watch that game just to hear Brady speak because I feel like he's going to be different than a lot of the other guys.
Yes, I'm very interested to see what he does, and it's going to be quite a turn for me, just because it's Tom Brady. Like Tony Romo was a high profile player, but he wasn't like the GOAT. And that quickly after, because it's been a few years, but I know Romo immediately went into the booth and he did well at first. But it's going to be jarring for me to hear Tom Brady talk about the Browns Cowboys games. It will be great insight. And then I don't know if you have any other thoughts on the Browns defense. I'm really excited for
I
see
mean,
Miles
I don't
Garrett.
know if there's much to be said about the Browns defense. We all know how amazing they are. It's going to be their season's going to be dependent on how their offense plays.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see what their defense does against the Cowboys offense and how Cowboys defense does as well. And then I would say the primetime game, Sunday Night Football, I'm excited for Rams Lions.
It should be a good one. I mean, Matthew Stafford returning again to Detroit, so that should be a fun game.
Yeah,
Another game that I'm
playoff
kind of low-key excited for is Commanders Bucks. Mainly because I just want to see how Jaden Daniels plays in his first season, and also if the Bucks are a capable playoff team again. I mean, they won a playoff game last year. How will Baker, after having a Pro Bowl campaign, return to this season? So I do think I'm excited for that one as well.
Yeah, that could be something. To me, there's something I hope I'm on the couch watching an engaging game. Broncos Seahawks could also be good, or
I
at least
always like Broncos Seahawks matchups in the regular season usually.
Yeah, because of the Super Bowl and I'm excited with like Bo Nix.
Yeah, I
He's
mean
named the
everyone that has like Vikings Giants, I'm excited to see how Sam Darnold does. I think every game has that. I could be excited for that. I don't think there's a game that I'm like, there's nothing I'm excited for. Even like Patriots Bengals. Oh, that's going to be a blowout. Well, I want to see how the Patriots look. Are they going to be like as bad as I expect, where they're 1-16, or are they going to be a 5-win team? It's really going to be dependent on how Jared Mayo and the coaching staff takes this season and how good they can look against the better teams.
Yeah, there's an allure to all these games. Even Raiders Chargers. It's like I want to see Jim Harbaugh. I also want to see
Gardner
Antonio
Minshew.
Pierce. Yeah,
Gardner Minshew has character, and I do like. I mean, he almost led the Colts to the playoffs last year.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then I think the game we haven't talked about, but I'll just say is Jaguars Dolphins.
It's a battle of Florida.
Yeah, Battle of Florida. I just don't know how that game's gonna go. But
I can see it going a lot of ways. It's at Dolphins, so I think the Dolphins will end up winning it, but it could be a close game, definitely.
Yeah, so that's kind of the slate of games. It's fun to be back here again. I'm excited. And yeah, we'll see. Jets definitely interesting because of Rodgers and his health. Monday Night Football. And yeah, that's all I got. I'll let you close this one out.
Yeah, thank you guys for listening. What is y'all's game of the week? Which teams are you excited to watch? And please catch you in our next video.